What would you do if you lived in a house that has 412 doors, 3 elevators, 147 windows, 8 staircases, and 28 fireplaces? Of course, you would try to protect your property as much as possible. That's the case with the White House. And can you blame the government for including insane security features? But this has been accompanied by a lot of stories and urban legends about how much security the White House has. There are rumors of unseen lasers and missiles waiting to be launched. This may not seem too far-fetched, given how huge the defense budget is. But here are the 10 insane security features that you'll definitely see in the White House. Before we get into this video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss out on content like this. Infrared sensors. While this may not seem super high-tech, given how popular it is in highly rated establishments, it's still a very valid one at the White House. The design behind infrared sensors can be traced back to the 1970s when alarms became a thing. However, it deserves a spot on this list due to its sophistication and size. From what we know so far, the White House lawn is about 18 acres, and there are infrared sensors placed across every perimeter of this property, waiting for someone to make the wrong move. Do you have any idea how much work would have gone into getting this set up? No one can successfully avoid the sensors like we see in the movies where the actors do a few flips over them. There are claims that the White House has pressure trigger alarms under its grounds. But then, this security feature is not without its issues. The biggest challenge with this infrared sensor is that there could be a lot of false alarms. This works by detecting human heat sources within a specific distance. Rapidly changing weather conditions can also trigger this system, but it's the White House, so it's safe to say that they would have accounted for these little mistakes and got it covered. It is, after all, the latest and expensive version. Up next is Secret Service agents. Here's why we think that this is insane. You would think that about 300 Secret Service agents in the White House are more than enough, or at least 500 is too much. But the number of Secret Service agents working around the clock is more than double this number. For 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, 1,200 Secret Service agents parade not just the White House, but diplomatic missions and embassies in the nation's capital. And that's not all. This number represents just the uniformed officers. More than 2,500 more are plainclothes officers staying alert all day. Seems like nothing is over the top when it comes to the President of the United States. The roles of the Secret Service agents are both in response to threats and to prevent them. These agents are split into emergency response teams, and you almost can't tell that they are there. While being hidden from the public eye, they are ready to pounce at any moment when an alarm goes off, or there are reports of intruders. Plus, they don't respond empty-handed, but armed with semi-automatic weapons. You would think twice about straying too far. Here's some bonus information. The Secret Service agents escort the president to the bathroom. Yeah, you heard that right. Up next is anti-aircraft missiles. Do you know that the White House is a no-fly zone? Well, now you know, and here's why. U.S. Army Private Robert K. Preston decided in February 1974 that he would steal a Huey helicopter. He got it from the Tipton Field in Maryland and flew it all the way to the south lawn of the White House. Nothing much was done about it until something worse happened 20 years later. This time, a light plane crashed on the White House grounds. Given the level of these security breaches, Washington, D.C. was immediately declared as a no-fly zone. Planes were expected to move towards the Ronald Reagan National Airport following a strict path. And when pilots didn't stick to this, well, we may finally get to see the numerous surface-to-air missiles all around the Capitol. They would take down any aerial threat before you could click the like button on this video. The jets are always on standby, supported by an advanced warning system. When any plane gets too close, they get blasted by bright red and green alternating lights to warn them and to get them back on track. We're sure you would have heard rumors about missile launch pads being hidden under the White House's dome. We may never get to know if this is true, and that is just one of the many secrets of this building that houses the president. Up next is White House steel fence. This seems obvious, right? Except this is not your typical fence. Since the White House fence was constructed in 1801, it has undergone several transformation phases that may seem subtle but has reinforced the fence's use as a barricade. In the early days, it was made to keep the president's livestock from leaving the property. Now it's perfect for keeping intruders from coming in. You would think twice about jumping this fence as it has sharp spikes at the top. Would-be climbers would also have to defeat the inbuilt pressure feature that triggers an alarm when anyone touches it with enough force. This 11-foot mesh of steel is more than enough to discourage anyone thinking of breaching the perimeter, and even vehicles stand no chance against its sheer strength. Up next is Equipped Operations Center. One of the most important rooms in the United States lies underneath the east wing of the White House. It's known simply as PEOC, which means the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. But nothing is simple about this room. This is the spot where the president runs the country whenever there is any crisis. Credit for building this room goes to President Franklin Roosevelt, who designed this in the 1940s to withstand nuclear attacks. It's no easy task getting to this safe room either. It would be no fun if it was too easy, right? Well, you would have to go to several floors below the ground, take an elevator further down, and pass through a series of large metal vault doors. Of course, anyone not authorized by the biometric eye scanners wouldn't be able to go to the next stage. This is also alongside numerous keycard pads. Phew! The Operations Center is almost like a different world. It looks more like a giant boardroom with hundreds of televisions and phones used by the president to give orders. So, does that mean the room hasn't been in use since we have no record of a nuclear attack since 9/11? No, actually, it's the location for various meetings and daily training exercises. Up next is the secret tunnel system. Talking about secrets beneath the historic White House grounds, the Operations Center is by way the only one. All around Washington, D.C., moving in different directions, are a series of underground tunnels. These tunnels are so diverse that no one could have possibly gone through all of them. The first tunnels were probably in existence hundreds of years ago. However, they went through very necessary modernization a while back during a 3-year renovation of the White House. The building was reinforced with steel and concrete to make it stronger, while work was also going on underneath the grounds. The tunnels that we can confirm link the Operations Center to both wings of the White House and other shelters. Then, in the 80s, another tunnel was built during President Reagan's tenure from a secret door through the Oval Office to the basement. But then, there are also rumored tunnels whose existence haven't been confirmed yet. You may have heard about the one that connects Blair House, the Pentagon, and the Vice President's house. Then, there may be even one linking the Treasury Building's basement and the east wing of the White House. Guess we will never know for sure. Up next is the latest air filtration system. Chemical weapons are a thing, and the air filtration system in the White House is well prepared for this type of threat. It could be as little as a tiny capsule filled with vicious toxins that could wipe out all the occupants of the White House in an instant. So you see how important it is to have a secure system against chemical threats. This property is equipped with the latest air filtration system, as the United States spared no expense in getting it right. The air filters have also been renovated several times to ensure they are working properly at all times. You could say it's similar to how Las Vegas casinos constantly pump in fresh oxygen that gets rid of the smoke, except the White House pumps oxygen while getting rid of any alien particles. Up next is the ballistic windows. Remember we said that the White House has a whopping 147 windows? They are also one of the most protected parts of this property. Think about it. What part of the White House would give you the visual access you need to plan your moves? The windows, of course. And that's why they are not just for letting in a lot of natural light into the Oval Office. The windows are reinforced with ballistic glass that does not come cheap. Using this glass for just a square foot would cost about $100. Imagine how much would have been spent on 147 windows for the White House? Still, they were totally worth it, as they passed a huge test in November 2011. A man fired 2 shots from a high-powered rifle. He was in a car that was more than 2,000 feet away. While one of the shots landed in the grass, the other was stopped by the ballistic glass. Drones. In January 2015, a drone being tested by a government employee passed through the airspace without being detected by any of the numerous security systems on the White House lawn. When the drone finally triggered countless alarms after it landed on the grass, the White House security realized that their security protocol didn't cover spotting mid-air drones. So, what was the solution? They installed drones to take down other threatening drones and serve as security cameras. Problem solved. Today, these drones have been upgraded to ensure that they can ensure maximum security. Up next is guard dogs. Finally, let's talk about the vicious Belgian Malinois dogs patrolling the White House grounds. This breed is the perfect mix of brutal and gentle. They can go from playing with kids 1 minute to attacking a perceived threat very fast. With speeds as much as 30 miles an hour, intruders stand no chance during a chase. It also helps that these Secret Service dogs that cost up to $8,000 have their well-earned retirement time by the time they turn 10 years old. And there you have it. If you lived at the White House, what security feature would you add? Let me know in the comments. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.